Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Bills sign former Cowboys QB after veteran suffers long-term injury, agent. The Buffalo Bills are adding some help to their quarterback room after practice squad veteran Shane Buechele suffered a neck injury that could keep him out for an extended time. The agent for former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Ben DiNucci announced on August 12 that he had signed with the Bills. The signing adds a steady hand at quarterback for a team that was down to just one signal caller on Monday starter Josh Allen, who has played sparingly in the preseason. Reporter Catherine Fitzgerald of the Buffalo News reported on Monday, August 12, that Buechele had suffered a neck injury that was expected to keep him out for a while, adding that the Bills were working quickly to add another quarterback. Sean McDermott says QB Shane Buechele hurt his neck in the game and will be out for an extended period of time. McDermott and Brandin are discussing next steps for the QB room, Fitzgerald wrote in a post on X. The Bills were left even more shorthanded on Monday after Allen's primary backup was missing from practice. QB Mitch Trubisky has been excused from today's practice for a personal matter. Josh Allen is the team's only available quarterback for practice, ESPN's Elena Getzenberg wrote on X. DiNucci was drafted by the Cowboys in the 7th round in 2020, appearing in 3 games that season with 1 start. He finished the year completing 23 of 43 passes for 219 yards with no touchdowns and no interceptions. After being waived by the Cowboys in 2022, DiNucci joined the XFL Seattle Sea Dragons and led his team to a 7-3 record. He led the league in passing yards, 2,671, and ranked second in touchdowns, 20. The 27-year-old returned to the NFL in 2023, spending the season with the Denver Broncos practice squad. The Bills are coming off a 33-6 loss to the Chicago Bears in their preseason opener on August 10, a performance that Allen appeared to downplay afterward. The Bills quarterback explained that the team was not trying to game plan for the Bears but instead wanted to work in some new elements that they had been practicing during the offseason. "We didn't game plan at all for what they were going to do on defense. We were just trying to trot out some of the runs that we've been working on and practicing, and I know we got a lot of different stunts, a lot of different pressures into those, so it's all good work," Allen said, via Atos Sports. But Allen still expressed disappointment with the loss, hinting that the game was not up to the team's standards. Allen saw limited action, completing 2 of 3 passes for 22 yards and adding 1 rush for 7 yards. Coach McDermott is preaching to the room right now that we hold ourselves to a very high standard. And whether that was met today, I guess we'll find out on film. It didn't really feel like it was stepping out of that locker room, Allen said. Adam Schefter rants on Dallas Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb, "It would be utterly stupid if it did not get done. We have reached the 2nd week of the preseason and are still in the middle of a contractual holdout for the Dallas Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb." The first week of the preseason was eventful on this front as Jerry Jones comments about urgency incited a LOL from CD that will surely be on t-shirts sold at Dallas Cowboys pro shops if and when a deal is found. For what it's worth, Jerry sort of apologized on the mothership's pre-game show ahead of Sunday's preseason game against the Los Angeles Rams. Whatever the case, the clock is ticking and we are now inside of a month to the regular season beginning for the Cowboys. Lamb obviously would not have played against the Rams, but that he is missing critical time where he, Dak Prescott and the rest of the offense can be establishing chemistry ahead of the season specifically is certainly not ideal. What's more is that the tension coming out of last week has national outlets wondering whether or not the Cowboys will ultimately wind up trading Lamb, as silly as that sounds. For what it's worth, ESPN's Adam Schefter spoke on the manner during Monday's NFL Live and actually went on a small sort of rant. "It would be a huge upset if CeeDee Lamb is not there for the start of the regular season. Now I don't know whether they can bridge the differences, which aren't that much, this week or next week or the week after. But this deal's going to get done. It would be shocking and utterly stupid if it did not get done in time for the start of the regular season. So they're going to figure out a way." It's disappointing that it went on as long as it did, but the fact that they can't get this deal done is hard to imagine. Look. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Everybody knew it was coming. We know what the number should be. It should be simple to get done. And the full expectation is it will get done, and it will get done in time for the start of the regular season. So this is just a lot of noise until then. The words don't properly convey Schefter's tone, which was a bit raised. He wasn't shouting like he was running into battle, but there was an elevation of sorts involved, which makes sense given how annoying this whole thing has been. Schefter said it best in that it is disappointing that we are still here and that everybody knew this situation was coming. He additionally added that we know what the number should be. I am not trying to speak for Adam, but he almost basically said that the dots are laid out and they simply need to be connected now. Are the Cowboys willing to draw that line? The one for CD to sign on? You would think yes, given all of his career accomplishments to date. The Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers suddenly drawing trade talks, report. The Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers both feel like they have what it takes to return to the playoffs in 2024. Dallas is coming off 3 straight 12-win seasons and are looking to keep that success going. The Steelers feel as though they can revitalize Russell Wilson's career. Devavra Kulkarni of NFL Analysis listed 4 trades the Steelers should pursue. Brandin Cooks of the Cowboys was on that list. Brandin Cooks, WR, Dallas Cowboys. Similar to Ayak, the Steelers could also look at Brandin Cooks, the current number 2 in Dallas. This trade also doesn't seem too likely given that the Cowboys themselves are lacking quality in their receiving room. However, a good value for the trade, especially in terms of draft capital, may be enough for the Cowboys to think it over. It would also give their remaining young receivers more playing time, which will no doubt be helpful for the future. The veteran leadership of Brandin Cooks has been a great example, while younger receivers like Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Jalen Cropper, Tyron Billy Johnson, and Ryan Flournoy have shined in practice as well. In spite of an injury that briefly slowed him, Flournoy has especially shown flashes of promise when he has been on the field. 2 weeks into training camp, Mickey Spagnola of DallasCowboys.com said the Cowboys' offense is really cooking with Cooks. It would be interesting to see if the Cowboys would move on from a veteran like that in the wake of such uncertainty at the position. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandin Cooks? Leave your opinion in the comments.